What is up, guys? MMA Mafia coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be going over the UFC fighters I think will be champion by the end of 2025. If you like the video, leave a like, show some support. We're almost at 100 subscribers. Subscribe to the channel. I want to reach that by the end of the year. Hopefully we can do that. But I'm going to get straight into it. The first fighter I think will be champion by the end of 2025 is Manel Kape. Manel Kape's probably going to be fighting Royval next. That's what they're all saying. So he's going to be fighting him, and Kai Kara-France is most likely going to get the shot against Pantoja. I think Pantoja is probably going to beat Kai Kara-France again. So I think Manel Kape has a great chance against Royval. It's a close fight, but I think he'll get it done by decision. But then after that, it's probably going to be Kape versus Pantoja. And Pantoja stays pretty active usually, so I think he'll get that fight in this year. It won't just be the one fight. So I think we'll see this probably around like the middle of the year, summertime, or a little after that. And I think Manel Kape has a great chance of beating him. I think he will as well. Their first fight was very close. Manel Kape, it was his debut fight, and he came in short notice, and he did great in that fight. You know, for coming in on short notice, first fight in the UFC. You gotta remember, he fought in Rizin. Rizin's a little different than the UFC. You have shoes on in Rizin. You know, it's not an octagon, it's a ring. So it's a little different over there. He's just getting adjusted, and he still did great in the fight, you know. He did great. It was a close fight against Pantoja. They both grown since then. But I think this time around, he has a better chance of beating Pantoja. You know, you might just look at the Makhachev fight and think he's just going to get held down. Maybe he probably gets submitted, but I think it was mostly because of the injury in that fight to his foot. When he injured his foot in the middle of the fight, you know, I might be coping a little bit because I like Manel Kape, but I think he has great takedown defense, and I think if he prepares for that fight good, you know, in his last fight against Bruno Silva, he did great. You know, it was his best performance in the UFC. He looked amazing. You know, I think if that Manel Kape shows up against Pantoja, I don't think he'll lose. You know, I think he will beat Pantoja. So that's going to be the first person on the list who I think will be the champion for flyweight division, Manel Kape. Next person is going to be Petr Yan. Now you might think he got beaten by Merab. You know, he got held up against a cage. I think Merab's going to lose this next fight against Umar Nurmagomedov, and I think it's going to be Petr Yan versus Umar. You know, and Umar's not really as good as you'd think with the last name Nurmagomedov, getting takedowns. You know, he stands on the feet a little bit more than the other Nurmagomedovs. So, and I think Petr Yan would pick him apart on the feet. He has great takedown defense. Umar's not one of the guys that will just hold you up against the fence, you know. He'll try to get the takedowns. You know, he won't just shoot up against the fence. He'll shoot in the middle of the cage as well. I think it's a better, more favorable matchup for Petr Yan to face Umar, you know. And still in the if he just changes certain things in the Merab fight, you know, I think he'd do a lot better. He'd have a better chance to win. But, you know, coming into a fight against Umar Nurmagomedov, I think that Petr Yan would just have a better chance against him than Merab. You know, just by the style of their grappling is just a little bit different with Umar and Merab. But in the Umar fight with Corey Sandhagen, I didn't think he showed me anything special. You know, he did outstrike Corey in some moments, but it was mostly because of the threat of the takedown. But Petr Yan is a step above Corey Sandhagen in striking. He's a better striker by far. So I think he has the tools that he needs. He's a more stockier guy as well. You know, harder to take down. You know, he's more of a power puncher, more of a threat of a knockout on the feet than Corey Sandhagen. So I think he would fare a better chance. You know, and I think against Umar Nurmagomedov, I think he will beat him in 2025. After Umar beats Merab. So we'll just have to see about that one. This one's more of a hotter take. But next fighter that I think will be champion in 2025 by the end of the year, Ilia Topuria. I don't see anyone coming close to beating this guy right now. You know, he's a fucking monster. After that max performance, I just can't see anyone beating him. You know? I think the closest person that would be able to beat him is Diego Lopez, but I don't think he would beat him. You know, this guy's just a monster right now. You know, I think he's the next best featherweight champion. You know, usually in the featherweight division, like you'd see just one guy dominating for a while. Then another guy comes along, dominates for a while. This is the next guy. You know, his last couple performances have been phenomenal. Undefeated fighter as well. knocking out Volkanovski, knocking out Max Holloway. I'm interested to see what what his next fight will be. And this kind of will lead into the next fighter that I'm going to show. But next fighter is going to be Islam Makhachev. The thing that's relating to Topuria is if Topuria will move up and fight Islam, or if Islam will move up and fight whoever the welterweight champion is at the time, because we're hearing a lot of talks of Topuria wanting to fight Makhachev, but we're also hearing talks of Makhachev wanting to fight at 170 for the belt, and I'm going with the narrative that Makhachev is going to stay at 155, and we'll probably see the Topuria fight this year. I don't think Islam's going to move up. Hopefully it'd be interesting to see if he does, though, because I would like to see him versus Rakhmonov. And if he does move up, the champion of the 155 division, I think Charles Oliveira would reclaim the title, but I think Makhachev's just going to stay at 155, and he's probably going to fight Topuria this year. It's going to be an amazing fight. I can't wait to see that if it happens. Hopefully it does happen. We don't miss out on that fight. But I think Islam Makhachev would beat him, and I think he's going to stay champion the rest of the year. He's probably going to fight a couple more times, probably like 3 more times, 2 more times, and retire. Retire on top. But I don't think anyone is going to come close to beating him either. But, and like I was saying with Topuria, I don't see anyone at 145 beating him, but I can see Makhachev beating him at 155. I don't see anyone coming up the rankings that would, beat him right now. Sarukian, I don't think he's going to beat Makhachev this January. So, Makhachev is going to be my pick for the 155 champion by the end of the year. Next fighter, we got Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think Shavkat is going to beat Belal Muhammad for the welterweight championship of the year, or the welterweight championship this year. I think that he's probably only going to fight once or twice this year. The fight hasn't been announced yet, so it's probably either going to be on the March card, hopefully the March card, or the April card. Hopefully they make it soon. I'd like to see that fight. But like I said in my other video, I think Belal Muhammad is going to be the one trying to get the takedowns in this fight. And I think Shavkat will be able to deny those takedowns and keep it on the feet standing. Or I think we'll have the advantage in that fight. I think he'll just pick apart Belal Muhammad. Hopefully he gets a finish in that fight. We all like to see Belal Muhammad get finished. But I think Shavkat Rakhmonov. Well, actually, let me speak about who I think he would fight next after that. Hopefully they don't give it to Usman. Hopefully it's the JDM fight. JDM versus Shavkat is one of the biggest matchups that I would like to see. I'd love to see that fight. It'd be a great fight. Hopefully JDM works on his takedown defense in between them. I know he's been injured and out of training for a little bit. So hopefully we can see that fight when both of them are ready. And hopefully that's the next fight after Shavkat beats Belal. But that's going to be my pick for the welterweight champion by the end of 2025. Next fighter, Dricus du Plessis. Now, the thing about Dricus du Plessis, I don't think the person that has the best chance of beating him is up at the top of the rankings yet. I think he'll probably fight Sean Strickland. He fights once every 6 months now. So I think he'll fight Sean Strickland in February, and they'll probably fight once more this year. Probably against the winner against Adesanya, Nasruddin Imavov, which I think Israel Adesanya, if he wins that fight, I don't think he would deserve a title fight. But what the UFC does with Israel Adesanya. They'll just give him a title fight right after getting one win. Got a title fight in his last fight against Dricus without even getting a win. So, it's probably what they're going to do. So I can just see those being the 2 fights that Dricus has this year. But I don't think Adesanya will beat him. I don't think Strickland's going to beat him this time around. I think du Plessis is going to beat him more convincingly this time. Maybe get a finish. But that's just my opinion. It's a close fight still. First fight was very close, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I don't think Dricus is going to lose to either one of them. And the person I think that is at the bottom, towards the bottom of the rankings right now, that has a best chance to beat him is Caio Braujo. But he doesn't have a fight lined up right now. He's been out. I know Cannonier has a fight lined up right now, and Braujo doesn't. I don't know what's going on with Caio, but I don't know how fucking Jared Cannonier has a fight before him. He was getting his fucking bashed. Literally got knocked out and fucking reawoken fucking mid-fight, their last fight against each other. So I don't know how Caio doesn't have a fight. He didn't take as much damage as Cannonier. It makes no sense. But hopefully we can see Caio Bravo back in the octagon soon. You know, we love to fight nerds around here again. We all know this. But I think Dricus will be the champion by the end of the year. I don't see Adesanya beating him. You know, it'd probably go similar to the first fight. You know, Dricus is only going to get better. He's still pretty young. I forgot how old he is, but he's younger than I thought he was. I thought he was a little bit older, but young in his prime. I don't think anyone's going to beat him this year. I think Dricus is going to be the champion by the end of 2025. Next fighter I think will be champion by the end of 2025 is Alex Pereira. You know, I don't see Pereira getting beat this year. You know, I don't know what's going on with the matchmaking with him. You know, we all thought it was going to be Magomed Ankalaev, but he tweeted or whatever, he fucking posted something online about it's not going to be Magomed. So I'm interested to see what is next for Alex Pereira. You know, hopefully it's not fucking moving up to heavyweight against John Jones. You know, all these fucking retards keep saying, we all want to see Alex Pereira versus John Jones. Not right now. Maybe after John Jones fights Aspinall, but not right now, you know? We got to wait and see what happens with that fight. You know, we're not doing that first. We're not getting that fight over a Tom Aspinall fight right now. I think Alex Pereira needs to fight Magomed Ankalaev next, though. I think that's probably the fight that makes the most sense at the light heavyweight weight class right now. So I don't know what they're going to do next. I can't see any other fight going down, you know. Jan Blachowicz has a fight lined up with Olberg, you know, and Yuri and Hill are fighting. So hopefully it's not the winner of that. I don't want to see a fucking rematch with Yuri again. You know, Yuri's just going to get decapitated. I'm sick of seeing him fucking get knocked out. One of my favorite fighters. But, you know, and the Hill rematch, yeah, there's some heat there, but, you know, I don't really want to see that again. I want to see him fight a fresh opponent, you know. So hopefully it's Magomed Ankalaev, but I don't think Magomed would beat him this year. Alex Pereira stays pretty active, so he's probably going to fight 2 or 3 times this year. You know, so but I just can't see anyone at 205 beating him. And if John Jones and Aspinall fight, I think Aspinall would beat him, and then Jones would retire. You know, I don't think he would look for the Tom Aspinall fight next, or the Alex Pereira fight next. You know, unless he just wants to stick around for one more fight. But he's going to be getting paid good if he fights Aspinall. So I don't think he'll stick around after that fight. But I just can't see anyone challenging Alex Pereira right now. The next fighter that's going to be champion by the end of 2025, last but not least, we have Tom Aspinall. You know, I think the rumors going around that the fight between him and John is going down. You know, he said it on what the fuck is his name? Pure Morgan, whatever his fuck his name is. Said it on that. Piers Morgan, that's what his name is. He said it on that interview that he's probably going to be fighting John next, and he knows it's happening. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully that fight goes down, but I think he'll beat John Jones. You know, hopefully that fight is probably going to be made around mid-year of 2025, summertime. So I'm excited to see that fight. Hopefully it does go down. Talks are that is going to be going down. So we'll just have to wait and see when that fight is announced. Hopefully it's announced soon. You know, so we have confirmation. But I think Tom Aspinall would beat John Jones. I don't see anyone in the heavyweight division beating him right now. You know, he's in his prime, young guy. I think he's like 31, 32, somewhere around there. But young guy, so I don't think anyone's going to beat him in the heavyweight division. And I think he'll have a long reign as a heavyweight champion. But that's pretty much going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. You know, share the video. Show some support. You know, end of the year, let's get this channel to 100 subscribers. You know, I'm trying to make it big into big 2025. So let's get this going. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.